So I'm going to preface this video by saying if you guys have any other comments or questions or anything that you want me to respond to, I do not have, my tripod broke, so I don't have a camera or tripod or anything like that to work with for the next few days. So I'm just going to take my time to answer your questions and your thoughts over the next few days. I have one on the way, but I don't have Prime, so it's taken its good old time. But we're going to start with this one, which was left under, you can click on the comment if you're on TikTok. If you're on Instagram or YouTube, sorry, you're out of luck. But basically, I was saying, I don't think that trans women should be representing women. And I was saying that as a guy, and somebody who responded to that video then left a comment saying, oh, look, a white cis man telling what women were, how women are supposed to act and stuff. And I was like, I never said that my opinion had to represent you. I just said this is my opinion, and I think you're crazy if you think that biological men should represent women. So then, to that video, this person left this comment: why are you hating on trans when you are part of the LGBT yourself? And they also left another comment under another video saying that, oh, I have a lot of self-hate, and, they're hoping that I can get over my self-hate. I don't love myself because I don't think that's the right phrase. You shouldn't use the phrase love yourself. But what you should do is learn to love others. And that'll teach you to love yourself more, if that makes sense. That's my view on that. But besides that, I just wanted to break down this comment. I don't hate trans people, first off. I dislike a lot of stuff that's happening within the whole trans thing, but I don't hate trans people. So, at baseline, I don't hate you because you're trans. And that's another word that I don't particularly love using. Hate is a very strong word that is supposed to mean like an extreme distaste or repulsion of someone or something. And the word's meaning has really been diluted over time, and I don't love how that's been used. So, hate is a very strong word, and I definitely do not feel that. What I would say is that I dislike a lot of trans ideology, like what a lot of trans people say. For example, and I've used this one before, Blair White, and I know a lot of y'all trans people, you love to hate on Blair White, but she's a trans woman, right? Blair White says that trans women are still a category of men. Category, I don't love that word, but it's true. You are still a biological man. You cannot change that, and you need to accept that because you are not a woman. You can look like a woman and act like a woman if that's what you want, and I can even refer to you as she, her, whatever you want. But you also have to look like a woman if you want me to use that. And that's where the other trans nonsense comes into play. Non-binary, not a thing. It's not a thing. I'm sorry you think it is, not a thing. As well as this whole, I can be, mermaid self and apple self. No. In fact, you know what we used to call that? Nicknames. Could you imagine that you could actually be called what you want, but it's just called a nickname? If you want to be called by that, fine. We can call you by that. We're not going to call you apple self. You don't identify as an apple. But if you want to be called Apple, fine, I'll call you Apple. If that's what you want to be called, I'll call you that. The other bit of this whole thing that I want to call out is you're so loving and accepting of, love and acceptance, except for when people don't want to do that and don't want to be called something, right? Like, people will say, cis man. I don't like that. Stop calling me that. I'm just a man. Just call me that. But you can't do that. That's a problem with me, okay? That is a huge problem with me. So, yes, I don't hate trans, but I wouldn't really call myself a part of the LGBT community either. So, that's your answer to that. I know you're not going to be happy with it. I don't care. There's your answer. Happy to answer any more questions you guys have.